Hello friends, I welcome you to today's episode of My Advice. As you know it, we have begun a new series on betrayal. Jesus taught us that betrayal will be one of the signs of the end time. This is why you and I must learn to prepare ourselves to handle it well when it comes, so that we are not destroyed by betrayal. Today, I'm speaking to you on the theme, Seeing Betrayal through the eyes of Joseph. And our text for discussion today will be taken from Genesis chapter 50, verse 19 to 20. And I read, "But Joseph said to them, 'Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended it to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives.'" Amen. Joseph, our principal character of discussion for today, suffered one of the worst kinds of betrayal that could ever happen to any person. His own brothers betrayed him. It is just unimaginable to many of us that members of our own family, those with whom we share a common blood, can betray us in such a treacherous manner as Joseph's brothers did to him. Many of us are horrified by such thoughts. But Joseph's story is true, and it is true that it can also happen to us. Though he was betrayed, Joseph survived it and rose to prominence because God was with him through it all. Joseph may have felt the weight of betrayal, just as we all do, yet he came out strong. At the beginning of the whole situation, it may have been repugnant to him that members of his own family could treat him the way they did. However, his view about the betrayal perhaps changed after many years of introspective analysis. Joseph's reply, "You intended it to harm me, but God intended it for good," tells us that Joseph had gained a complete understanding of how the seemingly worst betrayal he had suffered was meant to serve him well into greatness. Joseph's view teaches us that betrayal can be hard to accept, especially when it comes from a trusted person. However, it can become an instrument in the hand of God to mold or train us to succeed on our quest to greatness, if we can trust him to help us through it. Yes, betrayal can be one of the tools in the hands of God. He has used it in many instances to forge the destiny of many men and women of the Bible into greatness. Do not be surprised, because in the eyes of a child or a novice, a chisel in the hand of a carpenter may seem injurious to a piece of wood when it is being hammered into it. Yet with that same chisel, the carpenter perfectly crafts, adds value, and makes useful the worthless wood. In similar manner, betrayal may seem treacherous to us, but when it happens, God is able to use it to groom or prepare us for a wonderful future. Betrayal can be used to prepare us for the task ahead, in which capacity we may have to endure many more of heartbreaking betrayals because of the positions of greatness we may be privileged to occupy to reveal God to the world. Isn't it said in an African proverb that he who wears a hat decorated with colorful feathers attracts the eyes of many? Yes, those who occupy positions of great significance often attract the attention of diabolical people who pretend to be friends, but are motivated by envy or jealousy to do everything in their power to unseat them from their high place. The betrayal we suffer today may be strengthening us for a very difficult ride tomorrow when we occupy a position of greatness. The betrayal Joseph suffered became the tool in the hand of God that prepared him for the future glory that crowned his life. Joseph's story tells us that the dark times of betrayal may be pregnant with God's purpose, specially designed for our well-being. It may be one of the vehicles through which we may be carried into our moment of greatness. It may be one of the ways God uses to slow our pace or even bring us to a halt in this fast-paced life we are living. It is therefore important to be careful how we handle ourselves when we are betrayed. In prayer, we can ask to be given insight into what it is God wants to bring to our attention, or what He may want to achieve with the betrayal we have suffered. Though sometimes His purpose may not make sense or may not be revealed to us in the heat of the trouble, but we can be certain that we will come to understand and see the blessings accrue to us as rewards when the whirlwind of betrayal settles. My friend, the first key to surviving a betrayal is seeing it the way Joseph saw it. We must choose to see it as a vehicle that will carry us into greatness. When we do that, we will be prepared to look into it for the golden nuggets that will come along with that betrayal. And that is why you and I must continue to see the hand of God in our lives, even in betrayal. We must ask ourselves, what does God want to do with this betrayal? If Joseph was blessed through the betrayal of his brothers, then we can also be certain that somehow the betrayals we suffer will come for our good, just as it became the good of Joseph. My brother or sister, I pray that you will begin to see betrayal through the eyes of Joseph. If you are going through any kind of betrayal this morning, I encourage you to see it as a vehicle that will take you into greatness. May God help you to survive any betrayal that is ahead of you or those ones that you are going through now. I pray that God will give you the wisdom to see betrayal as a good moment for your life, to take advantage of it and catapult you into the kind of future you expect God to take you. God bless you for making a date with me today. Let's make a date tomorrow too and continue with how we can handle betrayal for our good. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you share it with other people so that these messages will be a blessing to them. God bless you. Amen.